Hi guys, welcome back to Kitchen Colony. Let's make our own bully beef. And I hope you have been enjoying what I've been presenting to you so far. And on this channel, I try to find creative ways in which we can prepare and enjoy the meals that we're so accustomed to. I try to do that so that it suits different palates. But it is still yummy and still tasty, and a quick and easy way to do it also. I'd like to thank my subscribers and my viewers for supporting my channel. It is really appreciated. Bully beef or corned beef is frequently used in Jamaica. It is used for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and it's often combined with mixed vegetable, maybe cabbage, macaroni, etc. Now, this also is a favorite for sandwiches. It is made from the cheapest cut of meat. And when my mother used to make it, she would use the heart, the cheap cut of meat, and also the skin. So you can use whatever you like. If you'd like to see me make homemade bully beef Jamaican style, then continue watching. Now in our bowl here we have about 3 pounds, a little bit over 3 pounds of beef. And I've used the beef heel because of the connecting tissues, and it's that glutinous kind of thing, and I love it. And also I made sure I kept some of the fat on because we need that for our bully beef. And also I'm going to use cow skin instead of gelatin. Now if you don't have cow skin, gelatin is okay. I'm only using a quarter cup of salt because I want to control the level of salt in the corned beef. Now I'm going to mix the curing salt along with the salt that I have. Now this curing salt has herbs, and I chose this one because of the herb that is in it, and I want our beef to be flavorful. So this herb is pimento, thyme, all the little herbs that I like, cloves and all that. So we're going to mix it together and then rub our meat. Now I'm not going to rub the cow skin. I'm going to remove the cow skin. But I'm going to cure the beef. So I'm going to sprinkle. Now if you don't want nitrate in your meat, you can use crushed celery to cure your meat. Now we give it a good rub, making sure all the pieces, and you notice I've cut the beef in chunks. I like the heel because it's tender and it can take long stewing because we have to cook it after we're finished. Giving it a good rub, making sure that every part of this beef is mixed with this curing salt. Now after this, we're going to put this away in a container or a Ziploc bag, put it in the bottom of the fridge, and I'm going to leave that for 3 days. Now, every day you need to turn the meat in the container. It's going to produce water. If you watch my last salt beef, you notice it drains water. Don't throw off the water. You're going to turn the meat in the water every day. Now that we've cured the meat for 3 days, it's time for cooking. Now I didn't wash it at all. I'm going to cook it with the salt because I need the salt to penetrate the meat even more. So I'm going to cover the meat with water. Remember, it is seasoned with herb, right? You don't need to put anything else. And I'm putting enough water to cover the meat. Then I'm going to cook it for half an hour, test it, and then cook it for another half an hour. Because this meat can be very tender, and I want it to be very tender when I'm taking it apart. But I don't want it to break in the water. Now in my pot, I have the cow skin, and I'm going to cook it separately because I'm going to use some of the liquid to help to bind the meat and also to blend the cow skin. I didn't want to cook it with the beef because I didn't want it to be very salty, sorry. And we're going to cook it until it's very tender. Now it is cooked. Did it for 50 minutes. It's very tender. Now it's time to remove from the pot. Now that we have removed it from the brine, we don't want to use the brine, it's too salty. And after this, I'm going to use my food processor to chop it much finer. It smells like corned beef, and it also tastes just like corned beef. Just like bully beef, I should say. Now we're going to get, the beauty with this, we know what we have in our meat, you know. Because normal bully beef, they use the ends and different parts to make it. Now we are using straight beef. Now if you use saltpeter, as the one my mother used to use, or sodium nitrate, you'll get it very, very pink. But I wanted to stay away from chemical, so I don't mind using a little coloring at the end. It won't change the taste at all. I'm just trying to stay away from any chemical. Now this is it. No, you find I boiled the cow skin by itself because I wanted to use a bit of the water and I didn't want it to be very soft. Now if you don't have cow skin, you may use gelatin, as I said before. Now it is extremely soft. I can use my finger to squeeze it, but I'm going to blend it to add to my meat. Now this is what we're going to use to keep it together. So I'm cutting it small so that when I put it in the food processor, it will blend along with the beef itself. And this keeps it together. Sometimes you open your corned beef and you see these little pieces in it, you know. Now there are two ways of doing it. One with your mason jar, and that is another, it's a different process. I will show that another time. But this one is the quickest way. Just mixing it together so that when I'm ready to blend it, every amount has a bit of this whole skin. Now it's time to blend or chop much finer the meat. A little at a time. At this point, you may add a little of the water from the cow skin, and if you want coloring, this is where you start adding it. I have decided not to add any coloring. Testing. Yeah, with some chunks at the top. I just want to give it one more chop. Now we're finished, and this is the last amount, and I'm throwing it out. Your corned beef is pretty much done, and you can start storing it. So I'm going to store one in its original state, and I'm going to show you other ways in which you can flavor this corned beef. So that's a good amount. Now you can keep this in the fridge and in the deep freeze. Now, I'd rather keep it in the deep freeze if I'm going to have it over a long time. So you can keep it for months if you keep it in the deep freeze. And this is your corned beef or your bully beef done. Now I'm going to show you another way in which you can also make this enjoyable. Cover. You may flavor your corned beef the way you like and store it. I've seen them in the supermarket with different flavors. Now I'd advise you not to use a fresh vegetable, but like onion, you wouldn't use a fresh, and garlic, you wouldn't use a fresh, you use a dry one. So in here I had 2 tablespoons of coarse black pepper, and here a tablespoon of garlic powder, and the same for onion powder. Now we're going to give it a good mix. Now remember, when you're cooking it up, you can put the fresh ones, but if you're making sandwiches, it is already seasoned, and this would be ideal, the ideal packet to make sandwiches. Now this we store in another container just to differentiate. So this is a seasoned one, and all this corned beef is from 3 pounds of beef. All of this, and you're actually getting at least 5, you can get 5 to 6 tins from this amount. Now store this in your deep freeze if you're going to keep it for a long time. And when you need it, you take it out and put it on the countertop and allow it to thaw. Here I'm showing you how we would prepare it back home. Just simple, with no additive, just simple corned beef. Now it's time for the corned beef. And you'll notice the corned beef is not as pink as our normal corned beef. It's because I didn't use any chemical. But if you like, you can use sodium nitrate or saltpeter and you get that pink color. But it doesn't affect the taste in any way. Garlic, sesame, and some complete seasoning. Now here you have it. Jamaican bully beef made at home. Now guys, the taste is just like the one in the tin. And the beauty is that while you're eating, you're not thinking about what is in this. You know what is in it because you made it. There we have it. Bully beef and rice. Enjoy. Thank you for watching my video. And if you have not yet subscribed, please remember to do so. And if you've enjoyed this video, then please remember to give me a thumbs up, as this helps to promote my video to others, and also it helps to grow my channel. Thank you very much again for watching. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.